What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, welcome to a new edition of Quita in the Mornings. My name is Quita. We are in the mornings and we are having a good time talking about women's hoops. Welcome to the new setup. It's a change of sorts. I have been working on just making my setup a little bit more nicer, a little bit more professional. But hopefully you all like it. I'll probably give you all a tour another day. But yeah, I'm trying to work on like the glare. It looks great in person, but then when I turn on my lights, then like you can kind of see like the glare on the posters. But yeah. Anyway, so that's where I've been. So folks who were wondering what happened to Quita. Is she okay? Like what's going on? Me and Mama have been working on this. Okay. So yeah, that's what was happening. So no worries. All is good on my end. Just working on some stuff. But yeah, hopefully y'all like it. Again, there's gonna be more changes as we go through. We got like a real setup for us to do like the watching talks for the games and whatnot. And so yeah, a lot of stuff is coming to the channel. So yeah, that's where I've been. Don't worry, I've been fine. But I do appreciate some of y'all who messaged me and whatnot. So anyway, so with that being said, guys, hey, let's talk about some women's hoops because we got a lot to talk about today. Of course, you all saw the title. You all saw the thumbnail. We're going to talk about it, and hopefully I don't have to talk about it again because, as you all know, if y'all have been rocking with me for a long time, you all know how much certain topics annoy the mess out of me, and we're gonna talk about a topic that annoys the mess out of me. Okay, all right. And if y'all like the setup, if y'all could hit that like button, for me one time. Also, if y'all want to post in the chat, you have to subscribe. Okay, because of the topic and whatnot, I don't want just everybody posting whatever they want. Subscribe to the channel. If you are subscribed to the channel for at least 5 minutes, you can post in the chat. Okay. All right. But let's keep the chat sane. Okay. And shout out to the mods who will be monitoring things. Anyway. Let's get to it. So let's get to the first topic, which is all of this stuff. So here we go again, guys. There's a song that I like, and it came to mind when thinking about this situation. So here it is. Here's my rendition of a song that maybe some of y'all know. Okay, here we go. So it's a new season. It's a new day. A fresh distraction is clogging the space. It's a season of drama and viral tweets. It's a fake rivalry. And it's selling receipts. If y'all know the name of that song, I didn't like sing it, but like if y'all know where I got this from, I changed the lyrics, but I took a song and then changed the words, and then yeah. Anyway, it's a fake rivalry and it's selling receipts. We have another round of headlines. Another round of Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. And once again, it is drawn way out of proportion. But this year, there's a slight twist to it. There is an investigation. So let's break it all down. Let's talk about the foul. Let's talk about the fallout. Let's talk about the allegations and why this entire situation might just say more about us than it says about them. So let's begin. Guys. Let's begin. Actually, real quick. Let me see if anybody got it. Did anyone guess it? Did anybody guess it? Quinn does this nice poem. Yes, you realize it's a gospel remix. Yeah, it's Martha Menizzi. She has a song called New Season. But yeah, that's the song. Well, actually, no. Is that Israel? Martha sings it. Israel's on the song too. Anyway. So yeah, that's my poem or song lyrics. Okay, it's a new season. It's a new day of fresh distraction. It's clogging the space. It's a season of drama and viral tweets. It's a fake rivalry and it's selling receipts. Okay, that is it. And let's talk about it. All right, so let's talk about the rivalry. The rivalry that basically isn't. Because here's the truth. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are not actual rivals. This feud has been manufactured by fans and both by legacy and social media. It's been spun up into content every chance people can get. And I don't think these players are thinking about each other. I really don't. I don't think they're walking into games thinking, oh my goodness, I gotta really show up Angel, I gotta really show up Caitlin. I don't think they think about each other like that. I don't think they really care about it like that. But the moment they breathe on the same court, we're treated to what is seen by some as like a battle. It's basically when we see Angel versus Caitlin, it is a battle for the soul of women's basketball. In one corner, we got Angel Reese. In the other corner, we got Caitlin Clark. And on both sides, we have a audience of casual and like big time fans who are rooting for a specific side and they are hurling everything they can to the other side. Right? And then we also have the people who are sort of like neutral observers to this. They love both players. They're like, hey, this is fun. I enjoy this. Like, I enjoy just watching hoops. Like, we're just going to have a good time. But those neutral observers that are sort of in the middle, they are being drowned out by both extremes on both sides in a lot of ways. And it really is like this is it feels like this is a heavyweight battle every single time they go against each other. Why? Well, for two reasons. One, as humans, we seem to enjoy the this versus that battle, right? And two, on the content side, which is heavily stirring this whole thing up. Like this is all content, right? On the content side, it's simple because it gets clicks and it gets engagement. The reason why after Saturday happened, the reason why we see people who don't really talk about the WNBA make tons of videos, make tons of articles. We see a mundane blowout game that generally is not going to be talked about like that being mentioned everywhere. Before the allegations came out, before the investigation and whatnot, this was everywhere because it involves those two players and because the idea that conflict equals growth in a lot of ways. Negativity equals growth. It's a smart content play, whether that's on Twitter, whether that's on Reddit, whether that's on Facebook, whether that's on YouTube, whether that's on websites that are trying to get you to click on their article on Google. Like, this is a thing. This is absolutely a thing. And the reason why you will see tons of content about it is because people like negativity, unfortunately, and people will click and watch and hear all the takes there is to have. So there's that. So, not a rivalry, manufactured, not a big deal, but is seen as a huge deal because of the two players involved. Okay? All right, let's continue to move on. Okay? Let's talk about the foul that started it. Okay? Let's take a moment to actually look at the instance that started this entire thing, that set this whole thing in motion. Okay? So, we are in the third quarter of what is not quite a blowout just yet, but it is a game that is very handedly being controlled by the Indiana Fever. And let's actually view the clip. One moment, guys. Okay. Let's actually view this. Okay, so we're in the third quarter. The game is pretty handedly Indiana's. Going for a rebound. Angel, end up pushing Natasha Howard a little bit. Caitlin sees that as Angel is going up for the shot. Caitlin pushes her. It's a regular flagrant. It's a foul. They call it the foul on the spot. It is ruled a flagrant 1 foul, and then afterwards Angel takes exception to that because you get knocked down. As things happen, players take exception. Like this is not the first time, even over the weekend, that this happened, right? That a player gets fouled, something happens, another player takes exception, and then you're like, hey, what's up? Why did you just do that? And it's normal. It's basketball, right? This is not double dutch. We are playing basketball. This is a physical sport. Sometimes people get frustrated and get upset. Not a big deal. Again, foul happens. The push happens. Angel takes exception. Caitlin is called with the flagrant 1 foul. Because Angel was very animated afterwards, she gets called for a technical foul. Leah Boston, who was trying to break stuff up and whatnot, she gets called for a technical as well. I understand why she was called for a technical because she did put her arm on Angel, so I get it. So after this play was over, we got a flagrant 1 by Caitlin. We got a double technical by both Angel and Aaliyah. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. This is not a surprising thing. This is basketball. This is what happens. We are playing basketball. We are not playing hopscotch. This is basketball. Okay? Was this a hard foul? Yes. Was it dirty? No. Was it a big deal? No, not really. Not really. It's just a foul and a player taking exception to that foul. Happens all the time. And here's the deal, guys. Maybe you all may not know this. However, over the same exact weekend, we saw a similar thing happen. Shakira Austin with the shove, and Marina Mabrey takes exception to that, and Marina gets in Shakira's face like, "Hey, what you doing? Why you pushing my teammate like that?" My point is, guys, this is not odd. This is not a surprise. This is what happens in basketball. There was another instance where this happened over the weekend. This is just another one. Like there was 3 instances that I saw of a foul happening, a player taking exception, and it's basketball. Not a big deal. You call the text, the referees calm it down, and we're back to basketball. Not a big deal. The reason why I'm showing this is I don't want it to be seen as like, oh, this just happened this one time this weekend. No, it didn't. Okay. And yes, Shamika and Chelsea Gray and Jonquel Jones. Yes. I didn't pull that clip, but that happened as well. Again, not a big deal. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Okay? You take what you got and you move on. All right? So, again, hopefully that helps to bring extra context. But again, the foul happened. It was a hard foul. Yes. It wasn't dirty. It wasn't anything like that. We take what we got and we move on. Okay? And the reason why you probably have not heard about Marina and Shakira, the reason why you probably didn't hear about that, the reason why you probably didn't hear about Chelsea Gray and Jonquel Jones is because no one cares. meaning no one in the media influencer space cares. Okay? Because those altercations did not involve Angel and Caitlyn. Because at the end of the day, this is not about sports. This is about the spectacle. That's what this is about. Okay? The spectacle of Angel and Caitlyn. Okay? Because if it's about players taking exception to stuff and getting in other players' face and whatnot, if it's about that, then you would have seen people cover the Marina and Shakira Awesome thing, or the Jonquel and Chelsea thing, right? Because it's not about that. All right, it's about the spectacle of it all. Okay. All right. So let's yeah. So that's what happened. That's what happened. Okay. Now I do see a comment real quick, and I actually let's shout out to Tisha, new moderator for the channel. Thank you so much for being a moderator. I see Kentucky Ricky here as well. Shout out to y'all. But Tisha says the only thing the W needs to realize is that yes, drama sells, but if left to it went away. No, it was such a great comment. Darn. Here we go. Okay, it keeps going away. Okay. Tisha says the only thing the W needs to realize is that yes, drama sells, but if left too long, it becomes toxic and has the reverse effect. It is time to let it go and move forward on all sides. Yeah. I have a slide that I'm going to talk specifically about that, because I think you're spot on. Okay, so that was the foul and the initial aftermath that happened. Okay, and then a little while later, we ended up seeing more stuff that came out from this game in particular. So not only did you have the flagrant foul that was heard for days and blah 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 blah, and also if you all are wondering, it was a real flagrant foul. Okay, it was a real flagrant foul, because one thing to note is that the WNBA, they actually have a chance to ask the referees questions after a game is over, to just get some clarity, like, hey, this foul happened, what did y'all see, and blah blah blah. It gives the referees an opportunity to be responsive and answer some stuff. Okay, so after the game was over, there was a question asked to the refs, and the question says, why was the foul Caitlyn? Why was Caitlyn's foul in the third quarter upgraded to a flagrant one? What did you see that led you to call a technical foul on Angel Reese and Aaliyah Boston? And then the answer, which is the answer by Roy Gobain, who is the basically the head ref, the chief crew guy. He said, okay, the foul on Clark met the criteria for flagrant one for wind up, impact, and follow through for the extension of the left hand to Angel's back, which was deemed not a legitimate basketball play and therefore deemed unnecessary contact, I should say. After the foul, there was a physical technical on Boston and a verbal technical on Angel Reese, which offset. So it at the time, I thought it was a flagrant one, not a big deal. And so if you all are like, yeah, I still don't think it was a flagrant, this is what Roy Gobain, the chief ref, had to say. Okay, so let's move on. So not only did we have the actual altercation that happened, we also had an allegation, right? After the game was over, we saw some allegations of hateful fan comments that was directed towards Angel Reese during the Sky Fever game. Okay? So that happened. Okay? So after the game, reports came out saying that Angel Reese received racist and hateful comments during the game, possibly from fans in the arena. And as a result, the WNBA ended up launching a investigation. They made a statement saying the WNBA strongly condemns racism, hate, and discrimination in all forms. They have no place in our league or in society. We are aware of the allegations and are looking into the matter. So they're looking into it. And look, the WNBA just rolled out a initiative around fandom in the WNBA and around just what some people say is like hateful comments and whatnot. Like the WNBA just rolled something like that out, and so like they have to. And this is in response to what happened last year. Right? Last year there was a lot of allegations of stuff from players and fans and whatnot, and it was sort of like, oh, the WNBA isn't doing anything about it, right? And so the WNBA is like, actually, okay, let's start an initiative this year where we're actually going to look into this stuff more regularly, and we're going to have resources for players, and we're going to talk to fans about it, and blah, 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 blah. Like the initiative is called No Space for Hate. And the WNBA has been doing this for, they just launched it a couple weeks ago. So this is a thing. And so it makes sense that if the WNBA hears of allegations, they got to look into it, because look, allegations made, they can't ignore it. They just launched this No Space for Hate thing. So they got to look into it. They got to look into it. And they released, and again, that's the statement that they released. And then after they released their statement, we ended up seeing a statement from the Chicago Sky that says, we welcome the WNBA's investigation of allegations of fan misconduct during the first game of the season. We will do everything in our power to protect Chicago Sky players, and we encourage the league to continue to take meaningful steps to create a safe environment for all WNBA players. Okay. Then the Indiana Fever released a statement as well saying, we are aware of the allegations of inappropriate fan conduct during yesterday's game. And this was, put out on Sunday. And we are working closely with the WNBA to complete their investigation. We stand firm in our commitment to providing a safe environment for all WNBA players. Yada, yada, yada. We heard yesterday during practice, Fever players were asked about it, and they talked about it, and basically, nobody agrees that if racist or stuff like that was said during the game, of course, everyone's like, okay, get that out of here. Like that doesn't belong in the game, right? Get that. Okay, so the investigation has been launched. Now, truly, my perspective, do I think they're gonna find anything concrete? Honestly, no. I don't think this investigation will lead to anything found that was said at the game. Now, here's the deal. I want to be clear. Are there some racist fans of the W? Yes. That's real. Are there a lot of them? No, I don't think so. No, I don't. Are there some? Yes. Absolutely. Do I believe that something racist actually happened at the game on Saturday? No, I don't. I don't believe they're going to find any evidence of anything that actually happened in the arena on Saturday. Now, could I be wrong? Sure, I could be wrong. I just think that somebody would have said something during the game. Like we would have seen clips on Twitter. We would have seen a whole bunch of stuff happening. We would have seen something if something actually did. All right. So yeah, racism is real, and there are some racist people, but I don't actually think anything happened yesterday on Saturday. I don't. But the WNBA, because the allegations have come through, you got to investigate. You got to see what's going on, and we'll see what comes to light. Of course, no WNBA player would agree with anybody saying extremely hateful or racist stuff. Like, of course, no one will agree with that. No one will agree that is okay in our game, right? You can pick any WNBA player on any team. They'll all denounce it. They'll all talk about it and whatnot. But yeah. So yeah, that's my thoughts right there. Is that controversial? Probably. Will some people be like, "See, you're terrible because you said nothing. You don't think anything happened," or they're like, "You're terrible for even saying that they're racist WNBA fans." I mean, racism is a thing. It just exists. So there's some people who just are. Now, I don't. Again, I think it's a small amount. I think it's a very small amount. And when people say stuff, hey, talk about it, acknowledge it. Let's kind of isolate those people and be like, hey, nah, what you saying is not okay. Okay. So, but did anything happen in the game? I don't think anything did. I don't think anything did. But we'll see. It's an investigation, so we will see what happens. Okay, we'll see what happens. All right. So I want to get to the final part of this segment, at least. Want to get to the final part. Okay. Now, so here's the thing. Here's the thing that frustrates me the most. All of the stuff that has transpired from Saturday. It is not helping the WNBA because we had an amazing weekend of women's hoops. The WNBA is back. We had some fun games on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and yesterday. We saw some fantastic games. We saw teams play better than we expected. We saw fantastic stat lines. We saw a whole bunch of amazing stuff, right? DeWanna Bonner hit third all time in scoring. We got the Mystics rookies who are balling out of control. The Liberty look really, really good, and the Atlanta Dream, they look they don't look good at all. they got some stuff to work through. The Dream and the Wings, a lot of stuff to talk about when it comes to the WNBA. But the thing that got the most airtime is a flagrant foul, and a player taking exception to that in a blowout game in a supposed rivalry. And now an investigation that probably won't turn up anything, but an investigation that has to happen because, again, there's allegations, so definitely you gotta explore that. None of this is bringing new fans to the game. None of this. All this does is just fill the pockets of people who monetize commentary for both legacy media and new media. So to sum all of this up, I think this is a whole lot of noise. No findings will come from this investigation. Nothing about this will grow the game. And most importantly, this rivalry is not real. So let's stop letting the media bait us. Let's watch hoops. Let's celebrate what we are seeing, and let's leave the fake drama behind. All right? So hopefully this is the last time I'm talking about this, because this is dumb. This is annoying, and this goes away from the awesome basketball that we watched. Again, guys, the Washington Mystics are amazing. Like, what a transformation. What a transformation we have seen. It's wild. Absolutely wild. And we got to talk about this stuff, But the recap video where I talked about the Washington Mystics and whatnot, and what Sonia Citron and Kiki Ira Finn are doing, no one really watched that because it didn't have drama, right? I was looking at my metrics, and I saw I was looking at my metrics, and I was like, whoa, 30,000 people saw my recap of the Fever Sky game, which is great. I'm very grateful for people watching my stuff. Like this, like absolutely thank you for watching my stuff. But, you know, then I see like, you know, the fact that, you know, barely anybody watched my my recaps of the first 3 games that happened, right? Minnesota versus Dallas. Nobody really watched that. No one really watched Mystics versus Dream. You know, the Valkyries versus LA. Nobody really watched those recaps because people don't really care like that. But, you know, this Angel versus Caitlyn thing is just going to like go crazy. And so on my end, you're going to get more than just that. But if that's all you see, like, let's do better. Let's do better as humans. Let's do better as women's basketball fans, and not just go for the most viral thing that people talk about, because it's not helping the game. It's not growing the game. And honestly, I think to a certain extent, some people don't even care about the game at all. They just care about the drama and the whole RG3 Ryan Clark thing, which is just dumb. Like all of this is dumb. All of this. And I just, as someone who truly wants the WNBA to be successful, truly loves the WNBA, I think this is all stupid. So let's move on. Let's let the investigation run its course. Let's see what they find. If they absolutely find something, let's you know, kick those people out or like whatever. And you know, let's move on. Let's move on as fans. Okay? As true fans of the WNBA, not just of fans of drama and fake rivalries and making a big deal that Angel got upset, because who cares? Like, you know, like she took exception to it. Again, I was trying to show, the reason why I showed that Marina Mabrey clip is because I was trying to show the same thing. Like, this is not, you know, the idea of something happening on the court and a player getting upset and trying to get in the face of somebody who did the thing. Like, this is not abnormal, okay? This is not a thing that just, oh, she's the only one who's ever done that. No, like this is basketball. This is basketball. And I'm sure neither one of those players actually really care anymore. So, yeah, anyway. All right, let's get to y'all super chats. Thank you so much for the super chats. I will primarily be reading super chats today, just because we have a lot of stuff happening in the chat. Also, if y'all could do me a huge favor, hit that like button. Hit that like button. It really does help the channel out a whole lot. Thank you in advance. But again, hit that like button. Let me know what you think about the commentary. Am I like dead wrong? Do y'all agree? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Let me know. Okay. Ghost, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, players also manufacture drama / rivalries? No? ? Yes, players do that as well. Because, again, it's a business. Like, you know, I think at times players make decisions and they're like, hey, let me decide what route I want to go, you know, and let's make this pretty interesting. So yeah, I absolutely do think that some players also players can manufacture rivalry and drama as well. Absolutely. Thank you so much, James, for the super chat. Says, hi, subscribe. Yes, do what James just said. Subscribe to the channel. That really does help the channel out a whole lot. Again, guys, I make commentary all about women's basketball. Again, this drama thing is the primary reason for this stream. And trust me, that's gonna be it for this talk, unless there's like something major that comes through. But other than that, that's it. I'm not gonna make 5, 6, 7 videos of the same thing saying, oh, this person now said this, now this person said this. Like, I'm not gonna, you know, write a whole bunch of articles about the same thing. Like, this is it. Okay. So if people want my commentary, this is how you're gonna see it, because we got way more stuff in women's basketball to talk about, and I want to spend a whole, you know, 30-40 minutes talking about Washington, because that's definitely gonna be that's probably for sure gonna be tomorrow, for sure, because they're fun. Anyway, thanks so much again. Goes for the second super chat. Says, can't the players also contribute to spectacle? Yes, they can. Absolutely, players can. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Eddie, for the super chat. Says, hey, Quita, to me, it's shameful that one fault causes all this commotion with a lot of good stuff to see, like the newcomers, Sonya, Kiki, Pow Pow, etc., and about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. They look better than last year. Yeah, they both do. Yeah, they both look better than last year. Yeah. Ghost says, can't allegations also be manufactured spectrum? Yes. Yeah. That's possible. Yeah. Though, I mean, I've saw allegations on social media, so like WNBA has to investigate that because otherwise then it'll be like, oh, you're ignoring allegations and blah 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 blah. Like they have to. Also, guys, like here's the thing. Both of these players are over it. Okay, both of the players are over it. They were asked about it in the post game pressers. Like, it's a basketball play. They move on. Neither one of them seem to have a huge grievance or anything. Like, of course, Caitlin doesn't think it should have been a flagrant, but like, hey, it's a basketball play. They both move on. They both didn't seem like it was a big deal at all in the post game presser. But then, we see it's a big deal with everybody else, clearly. Booka B said, thanks so much for the super chat, says, why do you think players say Fever fans are the worst? Do players say Fever fans are the worst? Well, if they say that, it's probably because there's more Fever fans than any other fans in the WNBA. So when Fever fans do something, it's very, very loud because they have the most fans. They just do. So maybe that's what it is. I'm not sure. But it's probably because they're very, 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 very loud because it's a lot of them. It's a whole lot of them. All right. Thank you so much. Seeking Freedom for the super chat says, to the people in the chat, we're tired of both y'all crazy fandoms. Tired of hearing about these two players. Some of us just want to watch games, but y'all make it a horrible experience. I do think to some extent. I think, yeah, that's right. Because like there just is too much extreme. Like let's be down the middle. Let's be, not extreme. But it's called fans for a reason. Fans, aka fanatics, like aka like, people who do a lot. So like, yes. I don't think this is like the majority of fans. I don't. But I do think it's a segment of very loud ones who want everybody to hear their particular opinion on something. Thank you so much, Jay, for the super chat or super sticker, I should say. It's a pair character lifting some weights saying, keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. Well, thank you. I appreciate the support. And again, guys, if y'all like my nice, my nice look for my stream, let me know. All right. Thank you so much for William for the super chat. Says, as a follower, you're gaslighting. Play it safe. I don't think I am. Here's the thing, guys. On this channel, I say exactly what I think. You may not like what I think. You may you may hate it. You may love it. You may think whatever you want. But on this channel, I say whatever I want because I say what I think. If I say something, it's not because someone's telling me, because here's the deal. This isn't my actual job, okay? My actual money is made from my actual job. This is a passion project for me. I do this because I love basketball. I've been obsessed with women's basketball for my entire life. And I want to create a product that does right by the game of women's basketball. Okay? I am my target audience. This channel, I am the target audience for this channel. And so when you hear stuff, when I say stuff, it's because I actually think it. And if I get something wrong, if I change my mind, I will tell you. Because on this channel, I reserve the right to change my mind. And I will tell you that I changed my mind about something. And I will tell you, oh, I was wrong about this. But on this channel, you may not like it. You may hate what I have to say. You may think I'm dead wrong about something, but it's what I actually think. Okay? So, yeah. So, again, I'm gonna be me. Because that's all I can be. That's all I can be. All right? Actually, that's not all I can be, but that's all I will be, is myself. Okay? Lewis, thank you so much for the super chat. Says the Mystics game was great, led by 2 rookies. The Sun also played great when they were supposed to be bad. Yes. Like, here's the thing. The Connecticut Sun are also a good squad. And I love the fight that they have. So absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, that's one thing. But I will say this. The Connecticut Sun collapsed on Sunday. Like I was watching that game, and I was watching it early on, and they were killing the Washington Mystics, like killing. And all of a sudden, the Washington Mystics slowly started coming back, and we started to see again Kiki Ira-Affin play unafraid. This girl means business, and I love to see it. I do. But I do like Connecticut though. I do like Connecticut. I think Connecticut's a fun squad as well. Like I don't think they're as bad as I thought they were going to be as well. So yeah. And here's the thing. Maybe looks like all the stream is just gonna be about the allegations and like what happened and blah blah blah. Because we got a lot of super chats and I want to make sure to get through them all. But tomorrow we are going through game by game every single game that happened. So if y'all missed it, don't worry. I watched every game with the exception of the game that happened yesterday. Between who played yesterday? Seattle versus Dallas. I have not watched that game yet. Okay, but I watched all the other games besides that game. Okay, so tomorrow, hopefully tonight, I'll be to catch up on that Seattle Dallas game. And tomorrow we going through every single game. Okay, everything you all need to know, what happened, who y'all need to be paying attention to, and yada yada. Because yeah, there's way more stuff that we need to be talking about for women's basketball. Okay. Whoa, thank you so much, Chelsea, for wow, thank you. That's a very, very kind super chat. Thank you. Says, thank you, Quita, couldn't have said it better myself. Well, thank you. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the support. Thank you. Erica, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, Kiki and Sonia are off to a great start. It looks like Washington got the right pieces. I will only watch your channel because you are fair and balanced when it comes to the WNBA. Well, thank you. Salute to you. Thank you for your support. But yes. The Washington Mystics are off to a fantastic start. I was initially thinking, oh, Washington Mystics are going to be towards the bottom of the league. They're not going to make the playoffs and whatnot. But guys, I think I gotta recalibrate. Because the Washington Mystics, man. If they keep this up, they're definitely making the playoffs, and not just that. They're I cannot wait for them to play against they had a really good game against the Dream. They had a really good game against the Connecticut Sun. And I just can't wait to see what's next for this team, because I think y'all better watch out. I think y'all better watch out for the Washington Mystics. They do play the Golden State Valkyries on Wednesday. I think they're going to beat the Valkyrie. And the real game that I have on my radar that you all need to watch out for and pay attention to is on Friday. On Friday, we have the Washington Mystics versus the Las Vegas Aces. That game will be on Ion. It's gonna be a late game, but stay up for it. I will be staying up for it, and I'll be live streaming that game because, oh my goodness, that's gonna be the real test. The real test for the Washington Mystics team is going to be that game on Friday against the Las Vegas Aces. Okay. GDM says, thanks so much for the super chat. Says, if Caitlin Clark was black, this wouldn't be a story at all. Honestly, I think to a point, yes. I think you're right. Yeah, yeah. I do think there's a point to that. Because again, this actually, yes, and then a slight change to that. I actually don't think this is like a strictly black and white thing, because if it was, then the Marina versus Shakira Austin thing should have garnered some attention. I actually think it's it's, yes, race is involved, but it's also like very, very, very particular to Caitlin and the dynamics of her being like, I want to say small town kid, but is she from like West Des Moines? I don't think West Des Moines is that small of a place. But anyway, of like a girl from the heartland who, you know, goes to school in Iowa, and like I think there's just a whole. It's not just race. I think it's a whole dynamic around Caitlin that you know, fans feel very passionate about and whatnot. And then I think it's a dynamic around Angel, where people just don't like her. And yes, you know, yes, has she done some stuff that, yeah, people don't like? Yes, but also other players have as well. And so, like, you know, I think there's like a specific dynamic between those two players. And now, as a result, anything related to the Indiana Fever, so like any of the players related to the Indiana Fever, like that sort of like stuff will be made bigger. And anything that happens related to the Chicago Sky, stuff will be made bigger, even though other players on other teams have similar things. Not a big deal. No one really cares. No one's looking like that. But when it comes to those two particular players, and now, as a result, those two particular teams, it's a thing. Okay? All right. Ghost, thanks so much for the super chat. Says, Citron, early candidate for Rookie of the Year? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, yes. Nate, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, hey, Quita, I sent a super chat about the Mystics being a sleeper in the previous chat. Chat, please give me my props. Yeah, hey, Nay, you called it. See, I didn't see it. I did not see it at all. I didn't see it at all. But yes, absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Yeah, they were a sleeper team, and I didn't see it until the season started, and now I'm like, ooh-wee. I think this Washington Mystics team is great. I think they are great. William says, both sides. Wow. Thanks so much for super chat. Yeah, I do think it's both sides. Though, to be clear, I think there's way more on one side than the other, but both sides are participating. But yeah, it's like I see way more anti Angel stuff than I see anti Caitlin stuff. Way more. So like this is not. I am not saying that this is a. I don't think this is not an even thing. No, at all. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I do think that there's problematic things that are being said on both sides. But to be clear, it's not a 50-50 thing. Okay? At all. All right. Let's see. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Henry, for the super chat. Says, keep up the great content. Well, I will. Thank you. Thanks for rocking with me. LL Cool Nate, yes, with the super chat says, I'm liking AT and Satu also. They look good. Yes, they do. And the thing is, the Phoenix Mercury are rocking with a lot of players that people haven't heard of. Right? Yes, you have AT and you have Satu Sabli, but also, this is a team of like some unknown players, right? Kalia Copper is out for, was it 4 to 6 weeks, I believe. You got Sika Kone, who was out initially. You have you don't have much, but I tell you. And what is Satu like? Almost hurt her ankle or whatever the last game, and she was still balling. Like, yeah, the Phoenix Mercury are looking pretty good as well. They're looking pretty good as well. Absolutely. Amanda, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, ready to see Anissa versus Kiki. Rookie class is fire. Yeah. And again, this is another thing that I think I may have gotten wrong on. I was like, oh, this rookie class is going to be good, but it's like primarily role players and whatnot. But the way that, the way that these players are playing, they're, Kiki and Sonya are bona fide starters. Same thing with Tahina Pow. Bona fide starters. And I think this is just a start. Kyle, thanks so much for the super chat, says, WNBA taking these claims seriously will backfire because any rando can troll the WNBA into launching an investigation with false allegations. Sure, but at the same time, the WNBA has to take stuff seriously. You just can't be like, oh, regardless of the allegation, we're not gonna worry about it. It's not a big deal. It's probably a lie. Whatever. You have to investigate. Like I would disagree if the WNBA was like, actually, nah, we're not gonna investigate anything. No. Investigate. Just see. Because what you would hate to do is you would hate to not investigate and then it turns out that actually something did happen. So I fully support the investigation. I fully support that. I personally don't think it's going to come up with anything, but I fully support it. Because you just can't ignore stuff. Like, you just can't. Because what if it's true? What if it's true? Lynette, thank you so much for the super chat, says, the only teams that are in sync are the Liberty and the Lynx. Everyone else is a hot mess, but it's still early, so I have a little faith. I mean, not everybody's a hot mess. Again, I've been talking about the Mystics. They're looking good. They're in sync. The Fever are in sync. I would say Phoenix in a lot of ways are in sync. LA is pretty much in sync. Like, I do think that like the Aces are a little bit more down bad than I expected. The Aces are not doing that great. The the Atlanta Dream are just I think they eventually need to change their strategy, personally. Okay. The Atlanta Dream. But yeah, anyway. Yes. Catherine Westbell looks really good. Yes, Henry. I agree. She looks really good. Michael says the WNBA can promote its product or it can promote useless investigations. It's their choice, but for the sake of the game, I hope it can keep it on the court. Here's the deal. The WNBA is not promoting an investigation. Investigations happen quite a bit in all leagues. Like, this is not a rare thing for someone to allege something and then a team or a league say, okay, we're investigating. they're not promoting the investigation. What we are seeing, the reason why everyone's talking about this investigation is because of the teams that it involves. The WNBA isn't promoting this. So I don't think the WNBA is doing anything wrong on this investigation front. They're not promoting the investigation. They said they're conducting it. They're investigating. They're seeing what's going on. They saw some allegations. They're looking into it. And again, the reason why this is blown up the way it has is because of the teams that are involved. And because anything involving those teams will then lead to a ton of articles, a ton of videos, and making this into a huge thing when it's really not. So the WNBA isn't promoting that. They're not. They're not. Okay? They are promoting the product. Right? Have you seen the social media and whatnot of what the WNBA has been promoting on their channels? They're promoting the product. It's just that the amplifiers, meaning the people in the media, meaning the masses on social media, they're not promoting all the other stuff that's actually happening on the court. They're amplifying this investigation, which is just an investigation. It was just a quick message was sent out. They're investigating. Boom. Not a big deal. They're not promoting it. It's everybody else who's amplifying this thing up and making it seem like the WNBA is promoting this thing when they're not. They're not. Okay? Okay. They're not. And if you think the WNBA is promoting this investigation, prove it. Didn't they just send out just one tweet? Didn't they just put out one thing talking about it? And the Fever in the Sky put out one thing talking about it? Again, it's not, the league isn't promoting this. Everybody else is. Okay? Everybody else is. It's normal. KJ, yes. KJ, spot on. Investigations are normal for every corporation. It's just notable because of the players and the newness of the situation. They've run investigations for years. Regulation is healthy. Yes, this isn't a big deal. Okay? Jay, I'm pushing back on that. Jay says, you keep saying investigation. They could have done it, and if they found something, then announced it. NBA don't do this nonsense. They do. The NBA also does investigations, and they also say that they're looking into stuff. It's just you don't see it blown up the way this is. The NBA does investigations as well. The WNBA is not the only organization that does investigations. Okay. And they're not the only organization that says that they're doing an investigation. Okay? This isn't a big deal. All right? Let's see. We got some more super chats. Thank you so much, Shmika, for the super chat. Says, can't wait to see more of Morrow, Rivers, and Malunga. Let's not let the media derail what will be a season full of some amazing talent. Facts, man. Facts. Kyle says, so if I claim racism for every WNBA game, for every team, the WNBA should launch an investigation for every single game this season, ? From what I understand, it was an allegation that supposedly they think it's a credible allegation. So it must have came from somebody who actually attended the game. So if somebody who attended the game says that something happened, I mean, check it out. But no, I don't think that we'll see a lot of investigations. It's just a thing. Okay, check it out, see what happened, and move on. Okay, but just because someone says something, I think there has to be some sort of like credibility somewhere. Like, you can't just be at your house and be like, oh, somebody said this. Well, how do you know? You weren't even there. Like, so I don't know. I think there has to be some sort of credibility to it, which I assume there is, because I think they would need that in order to like do some sort of investigation. But yeah, so we'll see what happens and what they come up with. LL Kune, thanks so much for the super chat. Says, I'm loving Natasha Cloud for the Liberty. Yes. They look like they will repeat this year. Yeah. Because Natasha Cloud gives you a great point guard who can pass the ball, feed it to anybody, also someone who could play defense, and someone who has a bucket themselves. She can get a bucket herself, so that's pretty nice. Paw, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, Fever have been down since Tamika retired, and now they have now that I have something to cheer for. It comes with all this mess. It makes it less fun to be a fan. Yeah. Well, I think hopefully eventually this stuff calms down. Hopefully. Levy says, thanks so much for the super chat. Says, can we get some Liberty love? Yes. Yeah, I mean, Liberty's playing very well. Very, very well. I thought they were gonna have like a little bit of a down spurt because, again, Benigni Laney Hamilton's out for the year. They lost Kayla Thornton. So like, who wasn't like a starter, but she was someone who can come off the bench and make some noise. But they look great. They look really, really great. They look really great. All right. Shay, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, the teams we expected to do well aren't, and the teams we predicted to be bad are balling. Yeah. Which is the greatness of sport, because you just never know. Corin, thanks so much for the super chat. Really do appreciate your support. GDM, thanks so much for the super chat. Says, so happy Gabby Williams is here for a full season. Yeah, she is. She is not going overseas for Eurobasket. She is staying with the Seattle Storm, and she's excited about the future of the Seattle Storm. But I will say this, like, I got a little bit of doubts about Seattle. I'm just saying, I got some doubts, because they don't look that great. They don't. Yeah, they did get the win yesterday, but like, but yeah. I think they got some stuff to work through. Like that game against Phoenix was like really, it really wasn't good. So we'll see what they are able to do. KT says, I wish Zay Green and Deja Kelly made the WNBA teams. Well, all's not lost. There's still Eurobasket coming. Okay? It's still coming. And so there's a chance for some of these players to get an opportunity to get a 10-day contract, 7-day contract, or whatever. There is still a chance. Okay? All right. So, guys, I think that's it. All right. So let this be the end of all this conversation. Hopefully, this won't be. I'm sure this won't be. But yeah, it is what it is. Guys, let's be better humans in general. All of us, myself included. The WNBA is an awesome place. I love women's basketball. I think it's great. But there's a little bit too much toxic stuff that's happening, right? And like that's weird because I'm not a fan of that word in general, toxic, but like it really is. here's the deal. There are serious problems with some fans of the W. There are. And let's talk about it and whatnot. Yeah, let's talk about it. But I do think it's important to know and to say that while there is racism in the W in terms of fans and whatnot, while there it's not a lot, I would say, but there are some, absolutely. And there are some very vocal ones, absolutely. And there are some people who are not racist, but they just want to troll because they just want attention, absolutely. It's important to recognize that stuff exists, absolutely. But also not make it everybody, because it's not, right? Not everybody who roots for a certain player is racist. But there are some. Absolutely. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the investigation comes about. But I will say this, let's stop all of this drama stuff. Let's celebrate the game. Let's celebrate hoopers. Let's celebrate what we are seeing, the product we're seeing on the court. And let them do their thing. Hey, players are gonna get mad. Is what happens. It's the game. Is what happens, guys. Not a big deal, right? Players will have flagrants. Not a big deal. Players will take exceptions to fouls. Not a big deal. Let's watch the game. Let's enjoy it. Let's talk about what happens on the game. Let's not extrapolate and think we know what's in people's hearts. The players on the court, Let's not say that they hate other people, because we don't know that. Let's not say that, let's not make up all this stuff. Let's just talk about what happens, because basketball, yes. Row 2, basketball is entertainment, guys. This is supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be entertainment. This is not supposed to be politics. This is not supposed to be, exhausting. This is supposed to be fun, okay? So let's celebrate what's happening on the court. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what's happening on the court, and let's leave all of the fake drama behind, all the manufactured drama, all the stuff that is very, very, annoying. Let's leave all that behind, and let's talk about what's going on. Yeah, the NBA has drama too. Yeah, the NBA has drama. Okay, it does. Okay. Yeah, and if you don't like what people are saying, just block them. Yeah, just do it. Just do it. Right? It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be entertainment. Yes. All right, guys. That's it. That's all I got to say. Thank you so much for rocking with me, guys. We got some great games that are happening tonight. We got some big games, and I hope you all plan on watching those. We have the Las Vegas Aces versus Connecticut. That game is happening at 7 p.m. Central Time. And we also have Atlanta versus Indiana, also 7 p.m. Central Time. I will not be live for those games, but I will talk about those games as well as other games tomorrow morning. So make sure to join me tomorrow morning, same time, 7:15 a.m. as we talk about actual basketball. All right? So if you hear people be like, hey, what does Quita think about this random stuff? There's my statement. That's it. Okay, we're going to move on. Because there's way more important stuff to talk about than this. Okay? All right. Thank y'all, and I will see y'all in the next one. Oh, thanks so much, EXC. Quita, you're a real one. Focus on uplifting women's basketball and never feeding into negativity. I try not to. And I try to, analyze my thoughts and my take as much as I possibly can, so I can be like, okay, well, let's be down the line. Let's actually see this for what it actually is. Anyway, thank y'all so much. Tisha says I'm ready for a rest tomorrow. Yeah, there's been a lot in this whole thing. But anyway, thank you. And again, If you disagree with me, that is totally fine. Everybody's welcome on this channel. You don't have to agree with me on everything. You don't. You don't have to like my take, you know. But I promise you this: I will give you what I actually think. I will try my best to look at situations from all different angles and talk through it and whatnot. So yeah. Anyway, thank y'all, and I will see y'all in the next one. Until next time, guys. Bye bye.